Fun with Finance, video number 2. In this video, I would like to explain the concepts of future value and present value. Let's look at the following example. What would you rather have, $200 today or $230 in 1 year? You also know that your bank transfers to you a 12% interest per year on all your deposits. So how would we solve this problem? Well, let me start with the timeline on which I would like to place the years that we are talking about and then the dollar amounts which are important. So we have year 0, which is today, and we have year 1, 1 year from today, right? So let's start with $200 today. Let's look at it this way. If you were to accept $200 today, then by putting it in your bank account, you would allow it to grow. It would earn interest. How much will you have in 1 year? Well, this will become 200 plus interest, right? So what is the interest amount in dollars? It's the interest rate, 12%, times how much you had in the beginning of the year, which is $200. So times 200. So we are talking about 200 plus additional $24. So we get 224. Okay, now we can answer our question. What would you rather have, 200 today or 230 in a year? Well, clearly, if you accept 200 today, that will only grow to 224 in a year. So 230 in 1 year is the better option. Now, how would we solve for this year-end dollar amount in the financial calculator? Let's take a look. First, let's clear whatever calculations you were working on before and clear everything from the calculator's memory. So what I just did, I pressed second, reset the plus minus button on the bottom, and enter in the first row. $200 is our principal amount, our starting point, what we have today. We press 200, then set it to a negative value by pressing the plus minus button on the bottom, and then we tell the calculator that this is our present value. So we press the present value button, PV. Then we tell the calculator that we want to find the value 1 year in the future. So I press 1N for number of years. And the interest rate, which is 12% per year. I press 12 I/Y, interest per year button. All 3 numbers that are important are saved. And now I want to tell the calculator to compute the future value. Compute FV, and the display shows $224. So the math works. And let me just add here that what $224 is, it's actually what we call the future value of $200 in 1 year. So it is the future value. Now there is another way to solve this problem. Let me pick a different color. So let's go backwards. Let's look at $230 that we are given. Let's look at it this way. What is the equivalent of $230 that you could instead receive today and be equally happy about? Well, in other words, we have to think of how much we would need to deposit in the bank account now, so that after the bank pays us the 12% interest after 1 year, we end up with exactly 230 in our bank account. That would be the equivalent of 230. That would make us indifferent between that amount and 230 in 1 year, because it's actually the same thing. So the way the math works is we take 230 and discount it back by 1 year. So we do the opposite math of what we did here. So we actually divide by 1 plus the 12% interest rate, which gives us $205.36. Let's do this in the financial calculator. Clear? 230 set to negative, plus minus key. That's our future value. 1 here, so I press 1 N for number of years. And my interest rate is 12%. I press 12 I over Y button. And I want to compute the present value. CPT, compute, and PV, present value. $205.36. So it works. And lastly, $205.36 is nothing but the present value of this number. And this explains the difference between future value and present value, and how we can compare dollar amounts at two different points of time by either comparing the present values, like 205.36 versus receiving only 200 today, which is clearly the worst option, or by instead comparing future values like we did first. So 230 in 1 year versus 224 in 1 year. Again, clearly 230 is the winner. So either way we look at it, we get more money with 230 in 1 year. And in terms of today's dollars, that is equivalent to receiving $5.36 more than simply $200 in year 0. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to have fun with finance.